Alright, here we go. It says I'm streaming to YouTube.
But are you really?
Well, let's see. Um, it should be streaming, I hope.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ah, sweet. Thanks, Caleb. Alright, so, now that we're up, Caleb, you had something to say about Jurassic World, Battle at Big Rock.
Yeah, it's fucking retarded. I don't understand anything. Alright, first of all, of course they had to fucking bring in a T-Rex, first of all. It's always gotta be a fucking T-Rex,
Whoa, whoa,
right?
whoa, 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 wait. I gotta stop you there. It wasn't a T-Rex. It was an Allosaurus. But
I
continue.
don't give a fuck. I don't give a flying fuck. Those things were. It was basically a goddamn T-Rex. And of course, the entire fucking time, all this fucking shit's going after the fucking Triceratops come in, and this big fucker walks in, and they're fucking fighting. The goddamn moment, these bitches are trying to hide. Shut the fuck up, you little faggot, dude. Like, honestly, and first of all, who didn't shut that fucking kid up? Because that fucking wife or whoever she was got down on her knees and started singing and trying to calm him down. If that was my kid, dude, I would have wrapped my hand around his mouth. I would have choked him out. I would have snapped his neck, dude. I wouldn't give a shit, dude. No fucking sane person's gonna start singing to their kid when a fucking T-Rex is looking through your window, dude. It's not. No one with a fucking brain would be like, I see a baby, don't say a word. That's fucking stupid, alright? You kick the little shithead in his mouth and knock him out. Let's see. They foreshadowed that the chick knew how to use a bow, the daughter, so that was obvious. Guy smacked a T-Rex with a pole. Yeah, okay. So, this is when they're fighting the guy, the fucking T-Rex off, right? The dinosaur.
Yeah.
This guy's fighting him off with a piece of, he's fighting him off with a piece of his fucking RV. Like, there's no way in fucking hell that little piece of shrapnel or that fucking pole he ripped off the side of his fucking shit-ass trailer or mobile home, there's no fucking way he could defend a big-ass fucking dinosaur like that. And you don't fucking just stand up and go, okay, bro, fucking pole, he's a pole. No, you don't fucking do anything. You didn't even try to, you didn't even, okay. I'm gonna have to backtrack a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going somewhere where you know there's dinosaurs in the area, or even anywhere in the fucking state, if you know there's like a fucking Jurassic, because let's be honest now, all right? How many times has a fucking Jurassic Park breakout happen? All right, this is like the 20th fucking movie they made, and no one expects this shit in this point in time. Like, this has happened like a good 14 billion fucking times. All right. Like, this has got to be expected at this point, especially if it's somewhere near a campsite. Like, it's got to be, like, the worst fucking place to have, like, you think it'd be somewhere, like, out in the fucking open, somewhere there's, like, a bunch of land, somewhere there's, like, fucking, like, nature and shit where they can have, like, a fuck ton of dinosaurs. No, they fucking put them right next to a... Oh, my God, dude, I'm getting pissed off. Okay. Second of all, this is more than my second point. I'm getting sidetracked. How does the government keep funding this shit? Like, who fucking put them? Who is in charge of the fucking budget? Cause I'm about to go in there and I'm about to fucking shoot him myself. Like, what? Who in the fucking right mind? Who that has any living brain cells left? Like, this guy's been hitting fucking vape since he came out of the fucking womb. He has no more brain cells anymore. That's the fucking gist of it. They keep giving these fuckers money. Okay, but you guys had a fucking accident. We'll let it slide this time. Fucking. You know how many times they've said that? If I had a quarter for every time they said that, I'd be Abraham Lincoln. Alright. And anyway, back to my main point. So he was smacking that fucking thing with a pole. So that dinosaur, one, would have never felt anything. It's a little fucking pole. Oh, it cut the fucking dinosaur a little. Who gives a shit? Him and the fucking Triceratops were battling. You think he gives a shit about your little fucking RV shrapnel? No, he doesn't. He doesn't give a flying fuck. He's gonna use those teeth. He's gonna rip you and your fucking family apart, and he's gonna leave the remains for the rest of the people who knew what to fucking do inside their RVs. All right? Okay. And then at the end, when the little girl sees the family, right? I'm assuming that was her first time going out and using a crossbow with her uncle, right? How the fuck did she perfectly get 2 crossbow arrows right into its fucking face and then drive it away? Okay, if I'm not, no, I'm not a fucking dinosaur expert, alright? I didn't fucking grow up with the cavemen or anything like that. But if I understand correctly, it fought a triceratops. 2 arrows to the fucking nose are like me smacking my dog on the snout for pissing on the floor. Alright? Okay, now, here's where I get to the ending when I seen the uncle walk out of his RV, because he didn't die. That's what I got the impression first. I thought when everyone was gone, I thought something like a velociraptor fucking quickly just took out the group or some shit like that. But I want to know, why didn't, when they were stuck in their RV cornered, if it was that easy to fight, if they could hold it off for that long, why did no one else come out and try to help? Like, they obviously seen their fucking RV was thrown across the fucking country. They seen that their fucking kids were crying, everyone was getting ready to get fucked. And they seen they were fighting them off with a fucking fire extinguisher. A fire extinguisher. You know, like clouds that put out, you know, fucking fires? You know, that shit, you know, extinguish fires. There's a fire extinguisher. Apparently she fucking blasted it with the force of God, fucking annihilating everything in its fucking path. So this big ass T-Rex is fucking waddling around like it got fucking flashbanged, and then it just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And even if they were scared, like I understand, like, back to my main point, you're fucking scared of a T-Rex. There's no way you're fucking fighting off against it unless you have something of like a large caliber weapon, which is unlikely if you're going on a camping trip.
Well, 2 freaking YouTubers had a freaking 50 caliber, and one of them shot the other with it. But, you know, continue.
Why? All right, if anyone was that fucking scared, did no one have a phone to call a park ranger or the cops or the military or anyone in the fucking area? Can we just get like, just even like the fucking SWAT team or something, dude? Just get a fucking 1 SWAT car to call in fucking backup. Just something other than a fucking wife and his fucking husband fighting and holding their 3 kids, trying to. It just fucking mind boggles me, dude. And my last point on my list here was just it just reads, even if everyone was scared, there's no way in the fuck a pole would defend you against a giant fucking reptile with midget arms. That's all I got.
Oh my god, that was literally, you hit so many good points, and I gotta say, I could agree.
It just, I don't know, man. It didn't make sense. But the part that really caught me off guard was just the kid crying, and it more angered me, if anything.
Literally, I posted a like I told you like earlier. I posted a comment on that video saying like that kid had literally no reason to start crying. Like the battle was over the entire time that battle was going on and raging on outside their RV, loud as can be. The kid didn't even cry, let alone freaking. First of all, he didn't even have a view of the window. His parents were blocking him. His parents were like all in front of him, so he didn't even see. He couldn't even see out the window. And then after everything was over, thing didn't even make like the biggest noise. It didn't even make a noise really. That's when he started crying, and I was like, oh my god, that's the most aggravating thing ever. Like,
I think the part that pissed me off the most was when they woke up in the RV and the kid was still crying. Like, I was kind of hoping that the crash might have knocked him out.
That's what I was hoping too.
I was just hoping, like, not to say like I want to watch a kid get like fucking knocked the shit out of or anything, but it's like, Jesus, bro, like, you fucked your entire family over. They're gonna tell the story later to your fucking girlfriend. They might even tell it at your fucking wedding and make you look like a dumbass. Yeah, when we were out camping, our dumbass was by Jurassic Park at the time, man. A fucking dinosaur came out, and of course, little fucking, you know, Requise here started fucking crying. We gave him up for adoption, but, you know, we didn't have the paperwork signed.
Oh my god.
God, any of my kids ever do that shit to me, they're just getting tossed the fuck out of the RV, period.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I can't tell you, man. It's like, Was this podcast even really worth it? Because now I'm just fucking angry.
It'll work. Oh my god. Well, on that cheery note, welcome to the DragonWolf podcast. With Caleb, Mr. Caleb Travis. Hello, Caleb.
Yep, just give away my address while you're at it.
It doesn't matter. Basically, everybody in your whole town knows who you are, so it should be fine. Nobody watches these.
I don't know, man. I guess if everyone kind of knew me, most of the shit I do around here wouldn't make any sense. Like, it was just retarded. It was something super stupid, and I was with a few friends, and rolled down the window, and I hit my sunglasses. I just looked like a complete douchebag. I don't know, man. I was like purposely being an asshole that day. And I rolled down my window, and I made like the little call me sign, with the pinky and your thumb, and you like shake it.
Oh
and
my god.
I did that to him, and we ended up getting stuck at a stoplight together. So he rolls his window down, and he goes, he's like, what are you trying to say? And I said, oh, I want you to call me. You're pretty cute. And he goes, oh, you think you're Mr. Funny Guy, huh? And I was just like, no, I was just saying you're cute. And then he was just like, you better watch your back, buddy. And then kept driving. I don't know, man. Everyone in this town is just fucking got their fucking underwear up their ass.
Oh god.
It's stupid. It's literally stupid. I can't fucking fun. And I know this seems something really retarded to go out and do, just like tell some guy you think he's fucking cute. But we were just in a fucking car ride. I was bored at the time. Just trying to pass the time, maybe have a good laugh with that fucking dude. But, I got fucking booth work called on my head, so I'm probably gonna die.
He's got your address and where you live, where you go to school.
I basically signed a fucking death sentence right there.
God dang. Well,
fucking asshole.
On that cheery note, let's go to one of our other topics.
Alright.
Freaking your bedbug school story. Let's hear that.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started. Alright. So, I go to a credit recovery school because I'm fucking stupid, and it's the kind of school where, it's hard to explain. So, it's basically just all the kids who didn't give a shit about school, or you're just really bad kids. So we're sitting in my third class of the day, and this kid starts drinking out of a beaker after we were doing some science experiment. It was just retarded. He just it wasn't anything bad, we were throwing fucking plutonium into the fucking things or anything, but it was still just sugar and water. But the thing is, this school is so fucking filthy. You wouldn't believe. I wouldn't say it's just to the point where it's you walk in and there's fucking flies flying everywhere and there's dirt on the floor and all that shit. But it's not exactly something you want to, eat off the floor. It's not something you want to fucking sit down on the toilet without putting a shit ton of toilet paper on. It's just gross. All in general is what I'm trying to say. So this kid is drinking out of the fucking beaker, and I'm like, dude, you can get super sick from that, right? No one here washes their hands. Everyone's fucking gross here. Bro, I don't care, bro. Starts fucking guzzling the water, and I was just like, alright, dude, whatever. You get fucking stomach cancer, you start turning inside out, don't come to me crying about it. So we're standing in line, and we're waiting for lunch, me and my buddy Tyler, and my friend Tommy, he comes up behind me, and he was like, dude, do you have Miss Zimmer's class? And a teacher of mine I had next hour. And I was like, yeah, why? And she has these pink chairs you can sit in. They're nice comfy chairs she brought in. She bought them herself. Something you could just sit in and relax, something better than plastic chairs.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, dude, you don't want to sit on those chairs, dude. There's fucking bed bugs all over that shit. And I was just like, there's bed bugs? So then after that, I was only in line for about 2 minutes after he told me that, and I could already start to hear people chatter and start talking about bed bugs and shit. So I was starting to, get a little iffy about, not iffy, little on edge about it, because I'm not much of a bug fan. I fucking hate anything to do with bugs at all. I think it's fucking gross creatures that need to be eradicated.
You're just like most people think that bugs are really gross.
But yeah, so I texted my mom. I was like, hey, there's something about bed bugs only on a school. You know, it'd probably be a wise idea to call me out if, just in case shit happens. And then she called the office, and of course the office is like, no, there's no bed bugs here. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. So after they fucking told my mom that, I got stuck while my friend Tyler signed himself out because he's 18. He's basically a fucking adult, so he can do whatever he wants. So what happens is I go back to class, Mrs. Zimmer's class, after lunch, and I usually sat in that purple pink chair, whatever the fuck color it was, I said. But today, after hearing everything, I was like, that's probably not a good idea. So then I moved to the opposite side of the classroom. I was not fucking taking any chances, dude. I am not getting fucking bed bugs. I have long hair, dude. I can't do that shit because
Oh no!
if something gets in my hair, dude, that's it. I'm fucking going leukemia.
Oh my god!
I'm going skinhead. I'm gonna look like a fucking Humpty Dumpty. But long story short, they basically started spreading everywhere in the media center, and that was my last hour. And it basically exaggerated a lot of it because I didn't see any bed bugs at the time. I was like, it was basically speculation, but I just wanted to be careful because I like to take extra precaution like that. And I asked to go use the bathroom, and I see 5 of them sitting around the door. Not around the handle or anything, but just on the door frame, on the floor, everything. And I did not want to go anywhere near them, dude. I didn't want to fucking attract them. I didn't want them to multiply on me. I don't want fucking pornos going on in my skull or anything. So I just went through the other exit, took a piss, told my mom. I started seeing Facebook posts and shit about hey, pull your kids out of school. There's fucking bed bugs and shit. And I was just like, I can't do it, dude. So I talked to my mom about it. I told her I'm not coming to school tomorrow. That's about it, dude. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do from there. They tried to keep it, private. Some adult walked up to the door while we were all talking about it in the lobby at lunch, and the principal was just like, "All right, guys, calm down about the talk. We don't need people hearing about this." And then walks outside, and I was just like, "What the fuck do you mean you don't want people hearing about this, dude? You could get sued
for real.
This shit's crazy."
Excuse me. You trying to keep it under wraps makes it even shadier, which makes you more eligible for suing.
Right. I don't know, man. I just didn't see the point of keeping everyone there, especially when it's a health hazard like that.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. Freaking, I've never had one of those situations where it was where we had an infestation at our school.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I think the most we ever had was a fire drill, which was, like I said, a drill. We never really had any real evacuation issues. So
right.
I think to be honest, the fire drills were the best parts of the day, or whenever it would be the best time of whenever we would do them, because we just all get up and act like retards, or we skipping and hopping and running, all jogging outside the freaking school,
right?
Because class was boring and we didn't talk and we couldn't talk, and freaking the teachers all had brooms up their butts, so it's there was no fun. So
right. Yeah, I don't know. I think my craziest story in school, I was in 5th grade in elementary school, and it was right by near my dad's house. He still lives next to there. I was in the cafeteria at the time with a few of my friends, and we were sitting there talking, and they shut off all the lights randomly. So we hear something come over the loudspeaker, and they say that there's someone running around with a machete, in our area, and that we needed to, take shelter. So they shut all the blinds and stuff, they lock all the doors, and we ended up crouching up against one of the walls. And eventually he ended up running past the school. He never had intentions to come into the school. He was just running from the cops. And he ended up going into a house. I don't know who the other 2 people were in there, but I do know one of my family members were in there. I think she was my second cousin or something like that. But he ended up going in there. He fucked up, so I don't know how bad he injured one guy. I know he like took off some of his fingers and stuff. He killed the other guy, and then my cousin, she was brutally like injured, and she was taken to the hospital and ended up dying while on life support.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy. But I remember like watching that shit on the TV in school, and the guy came out with like he came out with one of them. Or no, I don't know. I'm remembering the story wrong. So he came out in the porch because the police were around trying to like convincing him to come out, and he came out like super slowly, but not like all the way. And then he got like shot with a rubber bullet, so he like sprinted back inside.
Jesus. They got real dark.
Yeah, I mean, not to like, doom and gloom or anything. I just thought it was interesting to tell.
I don't think something like that has ever happened to me. Yeah, I've never had anything crazy happen in school. I think usually a lot of the crazy stuff happens at my house. But like, it's never really anything life-threatening like that. Like, the worst thing that probably has ever happened at my house was, apparently according to my sister, I might not have been there. I don't know what happened, because it's not something I can remember. But like, I was old enough to remember stuff. Like, I was old enough to remember things, because I remember that at that time and that dude. Like, I remember that time in my life, but I just don't remember that specific situation. But
right.
There was a situation where this guy that my mom was with, he's dead now, thank God, and I hope he rots in hell. If he isn't dead, I hope I find him one day so I can kick the crap out of him. But he apparently held me, my older brother, and my older sister hostage in the apartment that we were living in, or in the house.
Right.
And I don't remember. Like, he threatened. I think she said like he threatened to shoot us. And I guess I just don't remember that.
Right.
Because like I remember literally everything that happened in that house every day, and that just wasn't one of those things. And she said she had ran out of the house and said if she's gonna die, she's gonna die outside. And yeah, that's what my sister did, and like, I don't remember that. Like, she ran out of the room and ran out of the house, and that's what she said. And I think that's the one thing I can probably remember out of that situation, because I remember her saying something like that. And I remember one time, my mom had stabbed him at one point, and my brother,
Jeez.
my brother of all people, called the police, but not because of him. He called the police on my mom, his mom. We are like all like, you don't know this, but my mom is all of our moms, but we have all different fathers. So
right.
She like, so that was her blood son. So he called the police on her for stabbing Ty instead of which was the dude's name, for stabbing him, rather than calling the police on him because he was a terrible person. That's just terrible. That was awful. And
that is pretty fucking terrible.
That's the worst thing ever, and I don't remember that, but all I remember is one day I remember something happened in the room between her and him, and I did not like it. I heard like a big boom, and I heard her, and I was like, okay, well, at the time I was young and I was really scared, and there was some kid that I knew at the pool, and he was there all the time. And so like, I went one day before then, like some day before that happened, I was talking to him, and I brought up the situation that we were having at our house, at our apartment. And so he was like, well, like, if you don't know how to call the police, just come get me. Like, he was like my age or younger, and I ran out of the house after I heard that bang. And so it wasn't like a gunshot, it was just like a boom, like something fell over like a desk or something like that. Right. Or something hit the door. And so I was like, alright, well, none of that. What the frick? Who is touching me? What are the notifications? Is that a penis? What is that? Oh, it's a security alert.
For what?
For Google, because I signed in on XSplit. But freaking, I ran out of the house after I heard it, and I ran to the pool, and I saw him, and then he got out of the pool, ran out, and called the cops. And
Jeez.
yep, and the only thing I remember, like I think it was the next day, but I don't know if it was that one or the day before. I don't remember when it was, but all I can remember is that I don't know if it was, I don't know if it was the product of him calling the police the next day they got over or anything, but it was early in the morning. This dude was walking around the house, and the cops came inside the house, and apparently all I can remember is mom being like walked to the police car with like in handcuffs with a cop. I don't know if that was if that was that though, but I don't really remember too much of
Right.
what happened there. I can't really correlate all the things because it was such a bad time in my life. So I, like with him there, like the only time I can really truly remember things in chronological order from day to day was after he had left the house, because I think just having him there just kind of messed my mind up. I don't really know.
Hmm.
Maybe that's what happened, or maybe that's what he did to my mind, or maybe that's just my horrible memory because my memory's trash to begin with. But yeah.
Same here.
Well, that got really dark, sinister, and very, very pathetically sad. So let's
But,
let's switch over to work.
okay.
Let's switch over to our work day, which was 2 days ago now, because it was on Monday, because it's Wednesday now. Wednesday. Wait, is it Wednesday or is it Tuesday? It's Wednesday. I'm so retarded. But it was on Monday. You don't have a job anymore. You just stopped working at wherever you were working at.
just for while I'm at school, yeah.
Uh, well, I had just started working at excuse me. I just started working at Walmart and stuff, and the coworkers are really nice. Freaking, there's this one guy. I cannot stand him. Excuse me.
Why? What pisses you off so much?
I'm burping. My bad. But he like okay. So at the time on that day, it wasn't because it wasn't Monday, but it was the day that I had to work. It was the day previously. It was the previous day on my work schedule that I had to work. So it was like somewhere around last week.
Yeah.
Or somewhere in last week, and I think it was Friday or Saturday. It doesn't matter, because I was tired, and it was one of the days I didn't eat. So I was like really tired from working, because I wasn't tired from staying up. I was just tired from working because I work 9 hours whenever I go
Right.
up there, and so I got up. And well, no, I not got up. I was working there, and I was super tired because it was Friday, because that was the day they had me do returns. Returns, the worst possible freaking job you can do as a stalker. Because stalker, one of your jobs is doing returns, and if you don't know what returns is when basically there's like a cart full of like items that people return to the store, hence the name returns. And they put them all next to a cart, not next to a cart. They put them all inside a shopping cart, and it's like it's sitting in like the big customer service area. So as a stalker, if one of the like higher ups appoint you to do returns, you go to customer service and pick out one of those carts.
Right.
And literally the items can come from any side of the store, any part. Like,
So you gotta travel back and forth for like 4 hours.
that's exactly what happened. Like, that's what I ended up doing. Like, I ended up doing that for 4 hours, and I had to come back from break to do it for another 4 hours until
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that.
like it was so bad, because I literally, Caleb, I spent so much time walking. I probably walked, like, I ride my bike 6 miles, like whenever I ride my bike to the store, like whether to buy something or to go to work, it's 6 miles, because I go there, I ride there for 3 miles, and I ride back for 3 miles. So literally, I probably walked more miles than that. I probably walked more than 6 miles, more than I would ever have ridden the bike to the store and back,
Jesus Christ.
just from walking back and forth around the store. putting back items, and a lot of them were broken, or not a lot of them, but some of them were broken, and I couldn't put them there. Like they were ripped open or something ridiculous, and
Right.
I couldn't put them back there because that wouldn't be good, or they just weren't in stock, and I would be walking around for like up to 30 minutes looking for this one item that I don't know where it goes. Like returns is the worst possible job. And I was so tired. Like at the last like 20 minutes of my job, he finally came. Like it's some Puerto Rican dude. Like if you don't know, if you don't live in Kissimmee, basically Kissimmee is full of nothing but Spanish speakers, full of nobody but people who speak Spanish. I probably met like 2 British people in the past like 2 weeks. Like no, not even 2 weeks, but the past like 3 weeks that I've been there, I probably met 2 British people, and like they didn't even work there. They were just there. Like I probably met 2 British people. One of them probably wasn't even British, but excuse me, everyone else I ran into spoke Spanish, and it was so aggravating. And this dude spoke English, but in like an Hispanic accent. And
Right.
but you could he was like he just mixed Spanish with his English, and so he was so annoying because what he would do, I was super tired from walking around and having not eaten, not getting a lot of sleep. I like I would walk around 'cause I would try to daydream and think about stuff, or like sing or do something to distract myself from the garbage work day that was that day, and I would just kind of like walk a little bit slower because like it was tiresome, and so he would catch me doing that, and he'd be like, like he would just like be saying stuff like with English mixed with Spanish, and I just he'd be clapping and he'd be clapping and snapping like, hey, wake up, da 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 da. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I always told like my parents and everybody, like, that's my boss. I like whenever they would be aggravating, I just let them be aggravating because they're paying me. They're paying me, and I use that money to pay my bills or get money or do whatever I want with.
Right.
But like it was that one time where I was really like there was a war raging inside my body, like my entire body, whether or not to just absolutely blast off on this man and call him a whole bunch of racist, unoffensive things. Like I
Damn.
was so ready to call this man like I was like so ready to call him Mr. Taco, freaking Mr. Maraca. I was ready to call him like so like I was ready to call him like chalupa breath. I was ready to call him so much bad stuff.
Jesus Christ, Eric.
I would have like I wanted to go off on him, but like I was like, if he says one more thing, if he continues to do that, I'm gonna freaking go. Like I was the next thing I would have said was like piss off Taco, and that's all I would have said.
Piss off, Taco.
That's all that like because he was aggravating, and he finally came and got me to come freaking to restock a bunch of like the baby water jugs. There's like water jugs specifically for baby water bottles, or not baby water
Right.
bottles, but you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
he had me go over there, and he kept freaking like he tried to. He's like, grab the cart. He's like, grab the cart, do this, and then come with me. And then he said something. He basically repeated himself, but then instead of saying grab the cart, he just said come with me. So I was like, all right, freak it, whatever. So I started walking with him, and he was like, grab the cart. I was like, oh my god. So I freaking grabbed the cart, and I freaking returned it to where it's supposed to. He's like, go put it back, and come stock these bottles. And so I went over, and I went into the back, and usually there's a place you're supposed to put them. I went into the back, and I just sat at the first place I got there. So like there's like these 2 black doors. You open them, and then there's a bunch of other places you can go. The moment I opened those black doors, I sat the freaking thing there, and I just walked over, and I started freaking stocking the jugs of water. And keep in mind, there's like big gallons of like 3 gallons of water per box, and so I had to stock them up. I had to open them, take the jugs out, and then stock them. And some other dude who wasn't even Spanish, he was just some balding white guy with glasses, and I freaking despise him because he was like, you gotta hurry up and do those before your shift. And I'm like, this is not about to happen. But surprisingly, and luckily enough for me, one of the boxes that had jugs in it was busted, so I didn't have to stock that one. He was like, pull the box, you have to clean all that up, and then freaking you have to stock all those and get that done, and then clean all that up before your shift ends. Cause I left at 11 o'clock
Right.
and it was like 10:50. He's like, you got 10 minutes to do all that, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I'm just like to myself, like, that's not about to fucking happen. Shut the fuck up. And so he was like, and he just came back and like, move the freaking thing closer so you don't have to, move back and forth. And I'm like, yeah, all right. I didn't move it, and I ended up finishing it at exactly 11 o'clock on the. I ended up finishing stocking the jugs, and cleaned up all the boxes at exact. And by the time I looked at the clock, it was exactly 11 o'clock. I was like, wow. It's not like it fucking mattered where I put the goddamn jug or the stupid fucking pallet, did it? And I walked, and I was walking back like freaking mumbling that, like not even mumbling that to myself. I was like literally talking. I was like the way I'm talking now was the volume I was speaking it at. He wasn't around, but the rest of the employees were, and they saw him talking to me, and so I was walking by with the freaking thing, with the freaking tray full of empty boxes, and I was like, wow, it's not like it fucking matter. I put the damn tray, did it? Fucking smart ass. And like, I said all that while I was walking past them, and they were looking at me. Like everything in me was hoping that he was next to me so he could hear all the stuff that I was saying, because I wanted him to hear that. I wanted him to hear it, but he was already on a different side of the store.
Damn, dude, you're gonna get yourself fired.
Frick that. If they're gonna be that aggravating, then it doesn't matter. It's not like I can't even. Plus, it's like it's not even that. Like you get points, and like depending on what you do, it depends on what amount of points you get. You can only have 5 before you get fired. Well, no, you can only have 4.5, and if you get 5, you get terminated. But I may have 4 points, because there was one day I couldn't get to the store, not to the store, but I couldn't get to work, and I couldn't call in absent. So he was like, because I didn't have, because the way you call in for it is like ridiculous. The way you call in to like call in absent is ridiculous. You have to have a freaking Walmart something number. It's called a WIN, WIN, something, Walmart something number, and Walmart identification number. And I tried to call them, but it was like, please enter your I tried to call them. It was like, oh, you gotta call that other number, and I freaking called that number, and it was like, please enter your WIN number, and I was like, I don't have that, so I couldn't call in sick, well, not sick, but I couldn't call in absent, which means, because if you called in absent, that was only like 1 point or 2 points, according to the person who trained us. But if you don't call in and you're absent, you get 4 points, and you can only have 4.5 points within a 6-month
Right.
period. And if you get 5, then you get fired. But I might have 4 points on me because I didn't call in, because I couldn't call in, and it's freaking ridiculous. And I had to go in some other day once I got another bike to call in, which also I got stolen. I told you that I got both my bikes stolen. The one that I had for like years, I had that for probably as long as, no, not as long as I've known you, no, like I had that bike for 2 years, and it's gone. Like, it was gone. And I find that really suspicious, because when I was working at Walmart and I never locked my bike up and I put it on the bike rack, I went out there and the bike was always there. I would work for like as long as I work at Walmart, for 9 hours, and nothing would change. I would go out there every day, and my bike would be out there every day. And now all of a sudden that I start working at Walmart, that's no longer the case. The moment I started working at Walmart was the moment my bike started getting stolen. Because when I started actually stocking, when I went outside, my bike was gone. It was stolen from the bike rack for no real reason. I know who might have stolen it though. It was some black dude who was sitting under the tent, and he was looking at me. I rode in on my bike, and I put the bike in the bike rack, and I looked over as I was putting it on the bike rack. He was staring at me the whole time. He was like, what, probably like 50 feet away, because like the bike rack is 50 feet away from the actual store, but I can't really explain it, but it was 50 feet away from wherever he was at. And so I saw he was staring at me, And so then he like kind of like turned his attention away, like started looking down because he was looking at something like the table or something. And so I kind of just like cut my eyes at him, like, you know, I was just like sort of staring at him, but since I don't really like staring at people, I just kind of like, you know, turn my attention away. But apparently, I'm assuming he was the one who stole it, and freaking my stepdad, and the police both, like all three of us said, check the cameras. We need to check the cameras for whoever stole the bike. I have not gotten any feedback from anybody who we told to check the cameras to see who stole that bike. The bike is now gone and now in the hands of somebody else. But I know that whoever it is still in Kissimmee. And if I find that bike, and I know how to distinguish it too, because there's a plastic ring that I tied to the gear with the string from one of my hoodies or from one of my jackets. So I know that that's keeping that in place, because if it wasn't there, the chain would constantly be popping off. And I know that also the brakes don't work, and I know the obvious color of the bike. It's black, white, and blue. And after I bought my other bike, the black and green. There was a black and blue bike that I got. I hated it. It was the worst. And I went off and got that traded in. My stepdad, excuse me, came up, and he got a full refund for the bike, which costed more than the bike that he had bought me, that I traded it in for. And I got that bike. I loved that bike. It was so great. And then I had it for the day. I went to work that next day. Guess where it was when I got off of work? Not there. It was gone. I hid it because I had left my freaking locking stuff back at the house. So I was like, frick. I was like, well, alright, so I'll just hide it behind someplace. There was no one looking at me. There was not a soul looking at me. I freaking went out there on break 4 hours later. Went out there and checked. Like, it was at 6. It was like in the middle of the break. So it was like 30 minutes after the break, like, started. Because we get like an hour break. So 30 minutes after, like, into my break, I went out, checked on the bike. Bike was still there. Looked around. Before I went back, I looked around to see if anybody was there. No one was there. I freaking went back and checked on it. It was still there. Went out, looked again. No one was looking at me. I freaking come back out 4 extra hours later, and the bike is gone.
Damn.
But it was at that point that I had called the police. I didn't call the police for the first one. I called the police for that one. But for the police for that one, because that didn't make any sense. That's 2 days in a row that I had my bike stolen. That doesn't make any sense. So that was just ridiculous, and I had to get a lift home from the cops because my stepdad. It was 11 o'clock, and my stepdad was asleep. So it was the most ridiculous freaking thing ever. But the rest of my coworkers are nice. Some lady, like, they were really looking after me. Like, there's some really nice people, because I just don't, because you know me, I hate people, but they're really nice. I'll give them that.
I got something stuck in my eye, dude.
What is it?
I don't know. It hurts.
That happens to me. Does it feel like there's like a small ball in your eye?
No.
Oh. That's what it felt like for me. It just like hurts so badly. It's when I'm tired though, or like when my eye is like exceptionally itchy.
Wait. It feels like a ball is in your eye?
Like something like this, like something like super tiny, like not like an actual like freaking like bouncing ball, like something like smaller.
Well, no, I get that.
Yeah.
I think I kind of know what you mean. But no, it's not a ball. It's probably a fucking eyelash. You know, eyelashes were, made to keep shit out of your eye. And fall right into it all the fucking time.
Exactly. They made to keep stuff out, but they constantly fall in. The only things getting in your eye when they're keeping stuff out. But enough about work and all that other boring stuff. Let's talk about what games, like what games you like or the games you're excited about.
Games I like, I think my most favorite at the moment is Dead by Daylight.
I had a feeling. Some told me like the one thing when I wrote that down I was like he's gonna bring up Dead by Daylight.
The servers are up right now, so that's what I'm doing at the moment.
I had a feeling.
Game is so good. I love playing it, even though sometimes like I'm complete shit. There's some good plays I can do, and it makes me happy. So I just keep coming back to it.
Well, you know me, I'm all about that arc because you know my survival game fetish will never be satisfied. But
You know, with your 5,000 hour ass.
yeah, my freaking 5,000 hours in arc, which is not a joke,
It's
by the way.
fucking crazy, dude.
It's not a joke, by the way. That's an actual number. If you go onto my Steam, which is Eric Dragonfire
Just
2025.
drop like a screenshot or something if you ever.
It was just stream, so I don't know. Maybe I could just tell
How
you the name.
did that fucking hit you, bro?
Magic? But
Yeah, Chase. No.
Eric Dragonfire 2025, all lowercase. If you go onto my frick, what is it? My Steam account, you will find. All right, Michael Jackson. You will find.
I'm sorry. I'm trying not to die.
It's fine. I make the same noises. But you'll find like my hours on Arc are like over 5,000 hours. On Arc Survivor Lived, I have over 5,000 hours on it. It's a fun game.
I'm sorry. This guy's gonna yell at me because I left the generator.
That's fine.
Why are you bringing him over here? Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Podcast. I forgot.
That's fine. You're playing a game.
True, but then again, we're on a podcast.
That's true. You know, don't worry too much about it. You know, you need to have fun too. So, but yeah, over 5,000 hours on Arc. Best player ever. Not true, but
I was gonna say, don't you fucking customize the game settings like heavy?
absolutely. Like Arc is too grindy, way too grindy on base levels. Like base Arc on servers and stuff. It was like the hardest thing to do anything, and like especially because I don't go PvP servers because PvP servers are like the worst servers possible because like anybody who has better gear, better anything will just come up and just wipe you out. It's like it's not even fun. I don't understand why. I don't understand how people find the fun in that. But like
I don't know. Like I didn't find it that bad. Like I joined a server just dicking around, and everyone was like super nice, just giving me shit. But then again, there was like the guys that were like mega assholes.
And like those are the ones
like come up and one shot you for no reason.
Exactly, and those are the ones that those are the ones that are heavily populated by the PvP servers.
I mean, it was really nice at first. I spawned and walked around for maybe like 4 hours, and then I ended up coming across like a group of like 2 guys, and they were pretty cool. They gave me like they gave me the assault rifle, and they gave me some armor, and then a pickaxe, and then they fucked off.
That's really nice. Not me. I like even so like my problem is like I hate people who do what I just said, like just be complete douchebags, but like I can't. I'm one of those people who like to make what they get in survival games. I don't like to cheat or like be given items. It's like I don't find that fun to be given really good items like right off the bat because there's nothing else to do after that. Which is why I also like to start over, because whenever I get like into a really high place in the game or like a really high level, like I get like a good going like base. I get a great going like I got like a lot of dinosaurs and stuff. I just stop the world and I start over because I don't want to feel like I'm like, cause basically this is because I don't really get a lot of the stuff done and I'm constantly going back and forth into that same world and it kind of gets boring, so I start over.
Right.
But like it's just one of those things where I also like starting over because it's fun to start from the bottom and get back to the top. And it's fun to go through all the new adventures and see how fast I can get to where I was before I start over as well. And It's really great because I do the same thing with Minecraft. Because I also like to mod my games like heavily.
But what's the point of restarting if you just like, or what's the point of doing anything in the game if you just restart at like some point?
like it's fun to have the. I think it's like the adventure because because basically this is like it's all about the adventure for me because whatever I do, I just have so much fun with. Like every time I start over, there's a new thing that happens, and because of all the mods, you never know what's gonna spawn next to you, what's gonna spawn around you, what's gonna spawn where you decide to live, or like what you're gonna get that you really wanted. Because at some point, I got like there was this dragon that I saw in one of the mods. I was like, I really want that, and I could never find it in some of my other worlds. But then when I restarted one time and I hopped on and I got like to a certain point, I saw it and I was like, oh, I want that, and I geared up. And since things don't despawn unless you kill it, I flew over, or like I ran over, whichever one comes first, and I freaking got it. And it's always the adventure because it's just really great.
Right, I get that.
And like, and it's because of that too, like I find that to be like a blessing because I always get to relive certain things or like and make new adventures. But like it's also a curse because I've never beaten the main game, like the the main island, like the original main island. I never beat it. I still have yet to get all the artifacts to fight all the bosses because I fought the spider and I fought the gorilla, but I never fought the dragon. I never fought it. And because I always fight them on like super hard difficulty, and I have like Godzilla on, so it's basically like, you know, the Godzilla from like 2011 or like 2009.
Yeah.
So yeah, I used that Godzilla, and it's basically like it glows green. It looks really freaking awesome, and it has like up to like hundreds of millions of health. So
Damn.
and it does like millions of percentage in damage, and so it's like super overpowered. So like I run in there, I let loose a couple extra dinosaurs and animals that I want. I start out where I'm supposed to be, and I let them loose, and they all run over with Godzilla and just destroy. Like there is no mercy when they fight. Just like, especially 'cause, like when I have like all those stats on, they do like tens of thousands of damage to like millions of damage, and they have like
Right.
like up to hundreds of thousands of health, and it's the craziest thing. Like I never have to do a single thing. I gear up to the nines, and I never have to do a single thing. There was at one point. Have you seen like the aberration boss?
Yeah.
Like that big old freaking person in the middle with all those tentacles. Like I had Godzilla and a couple not wing drakes, but rock drakes, like some extra dinosaurs in there. I let them loose. I didn't do a single thing. I watched them attack, and they destroyed it. And it was the fastest boss battle that'll ever happen in Ark for me.
Damn.
Aside from the spider, but like the spider doesn't count because like it wasn't that big. But because the spider happened,
Right.
like the spider got killed in like 1 second. I went on there with only my Elder Dragon Spyro, which is like not even half as big as the Godzilla, and
Right.
like he ran over, just like swiped once, and the battle was over. It wasn't even a battle, and it was like super quick. But since that was the biggest one, I count that one to be the biggest like victory. But I beat Aberration, and did I beat Extinction? No, I did not beat Extinction. Something I really plan on doing because I saw a thumbnail for the Extinction ending, and I really, really, really want to do it. I really want to beat it. But like, I also fought Scorched Earth. I beat the Manticore, and I didn't get like a cutscene or anything. But apparently, it's a story map. So that kind of confused me. But you know. Did I ever tell you I lost a dragon there?
No.
Yeah, I was fighting the Manticore, and I think I was fighting it on the hardest difficulty. Oh no. Excuse me. There we go. Whew. Hiccups. And I was fighting on the hardest difficulty. And when you fight on the hardest difficulty, there's a time limit, and I didn't know that. I didn't realize that till it was like almost over, and so I was like fighting it on the back of my dragon Drakara, who I had accidentally tamed, because it was one wyvern where I had cheated because I had lost my iguanodon because I was trying to tame it like the regular dinosaurs, but you don't do that, and I didn't know that before looking it up, and so I freaking was like, you can only be tamed when awake. I was so annoyed, and so I freaking cheated. I went up to a freaking fire wyvern and I tamed it, and I felt cheap about it, so I sat it down next to the caldera again, and I just I freaking I set it free, but it sat there for like 2 extra runs because I went through that world and I didn't go to the caldera, and then the third time I went in there, I freaking ran over with some of my animals. And I saw her. I was like, what the frick? I didn't name her Drakara until after I tamed her, but I saw her and I tried to shoot her. And when I shot her, she got annoyed. Oh, she got angry. She freaking flew over towards me, and I shot it down. And so
Right.
I gave her meat. I took the meat out of her inventory and I put it back in. And I was like, it'd be really funny if I tamed her. I came back. She was standing up, and I was like, did I tame? I was like, there's no way I tamed her, but did I? And so I ran over. Her name was Green. I was like, what? I freaking named her Drakara, and we had like the best time on the Scorched Earth Island. Like we were just flying around doing the stupidest stuff. We tamed like a bunch of animals. A lot of the animals that I had on that run was because Drakara carried them from place to place that I needed her to, and it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point I was like, you know what, Drakara, we're ready. And so I freaking geared up. And and we went over, and I put in all the artifacts and everything, and we went off and we started fighting the Manticore on hardest difficulty, not realizing yet there was a time limit. It was like 5 minutes left before we could actually do anything, and we were fighting, and then at one point the time ran out and we hadn't killed it yet. It was like a little bit bloody, but we were nowhere near killing it, and so. Like there was a the screen faded to white, and I was back at the house. I had lost all my stuff, and Drakara wasn't back at the place where we had went. Well, she wasn't back at the obelisk where you go to fight the boss. So Drakara was just gone, and I was so salty. I was like I wasn't really. I wasn't even. I didn't even have an angry expression on. I was just like a really shocked expression, like. I just lost my dragon because of a freaking time limit. I can't believe that. That was basically it. I lost a dragon to a boss fight, and I've learned my lesson to always pay attention to the top of the screen.
Dude, me and this guy are talking in chat. I said, and it was just a random guy, and I said, "Is that Ace Virus, bro? I'm a fan." And then he didn't respond, and then I said, "What? Too good for me? Fuck you! I'm unsubbing." He said, "No, wait, don't unsub, bro. Please, I'm almost at 1K." And I said, "Bro, you disrespected me, bro. I got it." He said, "No, dude, please." I just said unsub moment.
Oh my god, I'm actually almost at 100. I'm almost at 100 subs. I'm at 94 right now. Tell some of your friends. Start spreading the news.
Hey, subscribe.
Subscribe.
Gotta rep.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna skip a couple of freaking. Nah, but this leads into that. Let's do it anyway. I want to do. Okay, so let's talk about something I learned today about you.
Okay.
About how you like to freaking eat ranch pizza.
Wait, what?
You like to eat ranch pizza.
Dude, fuck you. Is that a problem?
It's freaking gross.
You're fucking gross.
Oh my, gross! Putting ranch on pizza. I don't put ranch on
So
pizza.
you're probably the kind of dumbass to throw pineapples on pizza. I
That
don't
is
fucking know.
absolutely not. You just tried my entire existence. Absolutely not.
I'll do it again.
Freaking pineapples on pizza is like almost as bad.
No, it's not. Not at all.
Pineapples on pizza?
It's just because you don't fucking. It's just because you don't fucking like ranch. That's all.
I didn't say that. Ranch is alright, but
Oh,
I just don't.
ranch on pizza. You act like it's fucking like you've never heard of it before. You act like I'm the first person to do it on fucking weird cash street.
Oh, never, never. Like I don't think you're the first person to ever freaking do that.
Well, I
Absolutely
am,
not.
bitch.
Freaking, because a bunch of kids at my in like middle school did that, and I was like, a lot of me and my friends were just like, oh, it's so gross, because we just like we never really found. Excuse me. One of my friends did it. It was like we just didn't understand why. It was like nah. When I was younger, you could say, yeah, I didn't like ranch because I didn't.
Right.
But I just can't. Like I don't see the appeal. Because I like my pizza either plain or with like peppers and stuff like that, or bell peppers, like peppers or jalapenos. Just I can't do that.
This guy is shit at Dead by Daylight.
What happened?
Oh my god, this shit's too good. You can't make it up.
What happened?
Nothing. This guy's just shit. I ran him around a car for like 5 minutes and then that was it. You know, fly the other way, dumbass. I'm going back to that generator.
But now that we got our issues with each other about pizza out of the way,
I should slaughter you for even fucking dissing me for that.
it's not a diss. It's just really weird.
You're a diss.
Whoa, bro. Thought we were friends.
No. You don't like ranch on pizza.
Nope, you don't like ranch.
Nope.
Oh my god.
The guy's going to the basement, isn't he? Oh, he's not actually.
But now let's talk about something that I recently started hearing about, which is the condition of YouTube.
The condition.
The condition. And how awful it is.
Yeah, YouTube's been shit.
Yeah, but it wasn't like it started getting bad at like what it was at the last year or 2017, but I don't think it was 2017. It's probably like around the end of 2017, where YouTube just started like just absolutely getting horrible with like its demonetization and censorship, like for no real reason either. Like
Oh yeah, for sure.
like I don't even understand why.
I thought that was the point of YouTube Kids. Like, didn't they have like a whole app for that?
Exactly, they had a whole section for YouTube Kids, and yet demonetization for swearing is still a thing on the site. And if I'm not mistaken, YouTube Kids is still around. Like, if I'm not like mistaken, YouTube Kids is still a thing. Yeah, it is. It's right here. So I don't understand why it's such a big problem and such a big issue for swearing. Like, if they're trying to appeal to kids, like you already have a site that or like a section of the site that does that.
Right.
And if people don't like, it's like I just don't understand. Like, because it's still going to you. You're still getting that revenue. So
Right.
it's not like it matters if they're going to YouTube Kids or going to the base freaking website of YouTube, because it's still going to the company of YouTube. Excuse me.
Right. I get that.
Because like you're not gonna get more viewers if you start censoring words. No, you're gonna get less viewers because the people who were here from the beginning with that good level of YouTube, where you had brought in the millions and millions and probably billions of viewers, to people who the people who would regularly swear, they're probably all of them have, like, if not most of them, have probably just left because that censorship is destroying the integrity of good channels. Like, you're basically destroying
By
your
far.
own you're destroying your own website because those channels that you're freaking censoring for doing what they've been doing for years, like you, by you censoring that, by you censoring those channels, you're basically just just trying to run your whole company and website into the ground, because it's a formula that has been for the past like decade that YouTube has been up working,
Right.
and has been working well, and it's been bringing you in ad revenue and money. So like it's been bringing you in money from in ad revenue. So if people stop, if those YouTubers stop uploading like all at once to the site, and we stop, and people on YouTube and the viewers on YouTube stop viewing videos, guess what? All your money is gonna tank.
Exactly.
It's gonna all go down the drain. Like, that's one thing that they just don't seem to understand. It's like when you do that kind of thing, you just set yourself up for failure. And
Yeah, and that's what I already know. A few people have went to like a few different websites.
because like wait, like what happened?
I know a few people have already went to like a few different websites and shit.
Like, they just stopped using YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy, because like I know one of my
How
favorite.
the fuck did that hit me through a fucking window? That's horseshit.
But I know, like, one of my favorite YouTubers, Uber
Wow.
Nova. I said they. He just completely stopped trying to stream on YouTube, because you know what they did to streaming, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was like a live chat thing, and like all the live chat money, if not, like, not all the live chat money, but like something about the live chat money going to YouTube, and like they're like, oh, we're gonna use the money for no, it's not live chat, it was super chat for like we're gonna use the money from it for charity. And it's like, it's not even a charity that you choose, it's just like they just take the money.
Right.
And it was like ridiculous. And so people have just, like, Nova himself, he just like stopped streaming on YouTube. Like, it's a point where he just starts streaming on Twitch now, because YouTube is just so crappy, because whenever they put updates up, it like it affects the entire like platform rather than just like one section of it. Whereas on Twitch, if there's an update, if you're not in that section of it, you know, it doesn't affect you, and it shouldn't affect you.
Right.
Which is something I completely understand, and like it just doesn't make any sense why YouTube would do this, and especially continue to do it after YouTube Kids, because at the time when they started doing it, YouTube Kids wasn't a thing, which was kind of understandable at the time. But now that YouTube Kids is up and running and a full-fledged thing, it doesn't make any sense that they're continuing to censor these channels after like what, it's been like a year or so since YouTube Kids has actually shown up. So I don't get that. Is that my old tooth? What is that? No, it's a piece of french fry. You're awfully focused.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This fucking guy is chasing me around, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, tunneling fucking asswipe. Oh, and he's got a Mori.
No more. So now there was one other thing that I wanted to talk about, which was, I mean, it's old now, so I don't know why I'm bringing it up, but I saw it and I never really got your opinion on it either. So
Okay.
I want to talk about your opinion on Captain Marvel.
I don't, not much of a superhero guy.
That's fine. That's fair.
I know it's like something it's like everyone kind of already knows about. I just don't have much knowledge on it.
Oh, well, basically it's not anything good. You know, it's just something to really rant about. If you would have, because like, I didn't watch the movie. I kind of just got secondhand knowledge, and I'm pretty sure if I watched the movie, like from what I heard, from like really, really honest reviews, I like it just doesn't sound good, and it's not something that I would really waste an hour watching. Because when I saw the trailers, when I heard it was coming out, I was a bit skeptical, but I was hoping for the best because it's Marvel, and usually for the most part, they put out really good movies. But
Right.
it was just this one time where they just dropped the ball. So I was just like when I heard all of the bad things about Captain Marvel, I was like, ooh, that is
Ooh.
very interesting and odd. But it wasn't interesting enough for me to waste my time going to watch the movie after watching like multiple video reviews of this thing, and I was like, oh God, no,
Right.
this is really awful. So yeah, I was just thinking like, well, if you've seen Infinity War, you've seen how ridiculous it is.
I'll be honest. I fell asleep like after like the first hour of Infinity War, and then I fell asleep after like the first hour of Endgame.
Jeez, well, those movies
Like-
are long, but
Like I don't. Well, I pulled all-nighters before I went to go see them anyway, but it just like it's not like it bored me or anything. I just didn't pay much attention. Like I think the last thing I remember from Endgame was like Thanos being a farmer. And then he got his head cut off. That was like about it.
that's literally the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I didn't fucking watch it. I was asleep.
God dang.
But I mean, obviously the movie's already been spoiled for me and everything, so it's whatever.
Yeah, because I mean, like, it got spoiled for me too. Because I remember going around on YouTube, and one of the, like, on the front page with all the thumbnails, the one thing I saw, like, the title was Iron Man's death, and I was like, are you serious? You can't be serious with this. And so like I just kind of got it spoiled for me, because I'm pretty sure it would have impacted me a lot more if I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Right.
But like when I saw it, it just didn't get me. Like I can't believe
Go
that.
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I just can't believe that.
Oh, I was just gonna go grab food real quick. I'm fucking hungry.
You do you.
Alright, I'll be.
Oh, we'll take this moment to talk about our sponsors. I don't have any sponsors.
What?
I just said it will take a quick moment to talk about our sponsors, and then I was like, I don't have any sponsors.
No. I mean, you can go ahead and fucking dick around, like whatever. I'll just be back.
All right. Ah, dang. Whew. We really need more people on here. That would be a good idea to get people on here. Like more visitors, or just maybe a bigger crew, because it's just the two of us. But it's just mainly because I don't like anyone. Like there was at one point there was a Discord server that we had, and Caleb created it, and a bunch of people ended up joining. It was really nice. Then more and more people joined, and things for me just got bad, and I just didn't like a lot of the people there anymore. And I hate human beings to begin with. I think we're a very disgusting, repulsive, and invasive like species, and we just all deserve to die. Because as nice as I talk about, as nice as I speak about people, that's just the person in me. That's the human. But like that's just the human being I am, to like talk nice about people. Because I mean, as nice as people can be, I don't know everybody. So I just, as much as I want to say yes, it's mean to say that kind of thing, it's just what I believe. I just don't believe people, deserve this kind of, like, I just don't think people deserve life, really. Excuse me. And like, my belief was emphasized by, I brought this up like around the beginning of the podcast. These two YouTubers. It wasn't really two YouTubers, but like it was this YouTuber who had like his girlfriend who had a girlfriend and a child, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people heard about it. Like she shot, like he was holding up a book, and she shot the book with a .50 caliber, and she killed him. And it was like really retarded, because like that just really emphasized my belief a lot more. You said what now? But I just emphasized my belief a lot more, and the fact that people just don't deserve to live. At least anybody that's stupid. Well, not really at least, but especially anybody that's stupid. Like, no amount of freaking Harry Potter fan fiction or freaking both combined, like, could stop that freaking. No amount of freaking pages can stop a .50 caliber bullet. That was just retarded. Like that was like the dumbest freaking thing I had ever heard in my entire life, and I looked it up, and the woman is getting the girlfriend is getting time. She's now going to be scarred forever by the fact that she killed the father of her child and her boyfriend, and the child is going to be scarred forever and traumatized because the child was there, because she watched her father's chest get blown out with a .50 caliber. Like, I don't care if you had every single book in the Harry Potter franchise plus the freaking yellow pages, it wouldn't have mattered. Like, you could have had 12 phone books in every single Harry Potter book, and it would not have stopped that bullet from killing you. Because a .50 freaking caliber meant to pierce literally almost anything. So the fact that you thought it was gonna be stopped by some freaking book just goes to show that you don't deserve to live. Excuse me. I'm going into the comments of that article. I don't even know. No, it wasn't the article. I remember going to the comments of the podcast I was listening to, and I heard about it. I'm just bringing it up. I'm not trying to steal their idea. It's the official podcast. You should go check them out. They're freaking hilarious. But I brought it up because I was just in the groove of it, so it kind of correlated. So when I was looking through the comments, like I just scrolled through the comments, and somebody commented natural selection, and I believed it wholeheartedly, and I liked the comment. Why? Because it was true. It was natural selection. That man was naturally selected to die because he was too idiotic to freaking be in society or just be alive in general. So naturally, I just don't feel bad for anybody in the situation because everyone was an idiot. It was like they were both idiots for thinking it was a good idea, and they were both idiots for having the idea in the first place. So no, like maybe a regular old bullet, maybe a rubber bullet, something like that. If they had a book, like maybe a BB gun, if they would have tried to do it with that, then yeah, it would have been fine. It's still stupid, but it's not as dumb. It's not really dumb, to be honest, at all. Because if you had a phone book, or maybe like I said, the Harry Potter book or something like that, a couple of those, and a phone book, maybe I don't even think it'd get past 2 of those things before it just stopped. Because it's a BB gun, probably just bounced off the freaking front page. But that's a .50 caliber rifle bullet, and they thought a regular book was gonna stop that. Doesn't make any sense at all. It's the dumbest thing I ever heard. So I don't feel bad for the kid, I don't feel bad for the lady, and I don't feel bad for him. But that's just my way of thinking. I'm just a person who just doesn't like people, especially if they're gonna be as dumb as that. And Caleb, you're back.
Yeah, I just got back. What are you talking about?
I was talking
What?
about
The
what
last
happened.
thing I heard was something about shooting a kid or something.
No, some YouTuber and his girlfriend decided that it would be a good idea if she shot a 50 caliber into a book while he was holding it up to his chest, and hoping that and thinking that it was going to stop the bullet.
Oh, I think I've heard about that, and the guy got killed.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, like
I'm glad he got fucking killed.
exactly. Like somebody in the comments of like the official podcast who brought it up, because I looked up the article after they brought it up. Like I looked down in the comments of that video, and it was somebody commented natural selection. I agree with it wholeheartedly. I like that
I was
comment.
just thinking that.
Like just freaking naturally selected, because freaking no one who's that dumb deserves to live or make children. So the kid was traumatized, and freaking the lady, his girlfriend is scarred, and now is serving time for being a dummy. And the kid is probably going to some orphanage or something like that. So everyone in the situation deserved it, and I don't feel bad for anybody.
Well, I mean, I guess the kid didn't really deserve it. But...
No, if you're the child of somebody that's stupid, you did. But look on the bright side. Now that she'll be traumatized forever and always have that in the back of her mind, if she can remember it, she will now know not to be as idiotic as her father and her parent, like as her parents in general. She'll be the one up. Well, because you know me, Caleb, I don't like people, and when people are that stupid, I hate them especially more.
I get that.
So
I just wasn't expecting you to be like, fuck that guy, but fuck him.
Cause, well, I'm not saying that. I mean, obviously it's messed up that he died, but I just don't feel bad.
Yeah, I know.
Same thing with people who like set themselves on fire and like jump into pools or like jump into the shower. It's like, you don't need to have children. You don't need to live.
Remember when that Call of Duty streamer got swatted and he got shot on his front porch?
Yeah, what? No, I don't even think he didn't even play game. He didn't even play Call of Duty. The dude, they were playing Call of Duty, and like some dude was playing Call of Duty, and he so the dude who he was like, some kid was threatening this guy, and freaking he was like, I have you swat, and the dude who was threatening was like, I have you swatted. Like the kid was like, I have you swatted, yada yada yada, and freaking the dude was like, all right, bet. And so he freaking gave some random address, and the dude who was threatening called the cops and said it was a SWAT situation, and gave them not a SWAT situation, a freaking hostage situation. SWAT situation, freaking retard. It was a hostage situation, and so the whole SWAT ran up on this dude's house, and there was no knock at the door. Dude just opened the door and he got shot.
Did you see the video on it? That's not what I remember.
No, like not only did I watch the podcast, but I also looked it up, and that's what happened, because the mom said there was no knocking. It's like he just opened the door and he just got blasted.
Yeah, he walked outside on his front porch because the cops were across the street fucking yelling at him, shining flashlights and the fucking spotlight and shit in his face. So when he got on his porch, they were screaming at him without a microphone or something. So he was fucking just sitting there confused, so he couldn't hear the commands, and ended up just getting fucking lit up on his porch.
Oh, I guess I didn't hear that one. Well, actually, no, that's not what happened, because the dude who shot him went to jail, so obviously no one said anything. I guess the moment he opened the door, he just got shot. Because if that's what actually happened, and then I guess none of the cops would have went to jail. But since someone shot without proper, permission or authority, without someone authorizing them to, he just went to jail.
Yeah, he went to jail. That was it.
Yeah, but there was no comments. I mean, there was no one was screaming at him then.
Well, yeah, because you know, fucking cops. Look, I've seen a fucking video, and the fact that you're trying to prove me wrong is making me even angrier. So I'm pulling it up.
Well, I'm not trying to prove you wrong. I'm just saying it wouldn't make sense if they yelled at him and then they just shot him up. Because well, no, it wouldn't make sense if they were yelling at him, shot him up, and then one of the cops who shot him went to jail.
Okay, so right now they're across the street.
Wait, there's a video. Someone recorded it happening.
Yeah, what do you think I was just fucking lying to you?
That might not. Is that? Are you sure it's the same video?
You're probably thinking about something.
I may be thinking about something else.
Because none of that sounds like familiar to me at all.
Yeah, I might be talking about something else then, because there was no video footage of it either. Because like the mom, because when they ran in, they made everybody walk out over him, but I think that might have just been exaggerated. I don't know, but all I can freaking say for sure was that there was no knocking, and that the moment the dude opened the door, he just got blasted. Like if it was a rubber bullet, then I guess it wouldn't have mattered. He would have got treated, and the dude who shot wouldn't have went to jail. Maybe he would have, but so at the same time.
Helium balloon. What the fuck? They actually added like power-ups in here. Like, I'm playing Broken Bones right now. Just throwing myself off a cliff.
Broken Bones.
Yeah, they added a thing for like 10,000 like in-game dollars where like you click it and like it brings you up a little bit and then drops you again.
Huh.
Just a little something to give you a point boost.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I was also gonna ask you about. I want to bring up games again. What do you have any like favorite survival games?
None that I can say are memorable, to be honest with you. Like I've been looking for some like really good survival games recently, but I haven't been able to find them. I mean, the Forest was pretty fun, but I mean, I didn't really play that long.
Yeah, the forest is only fun with friends. By yourself is just really boring. Because I tried to do it by myself, it just was not. It was not it, Chief.
I don't know. The game's alright. It's just like you need something to like keep you playing.
Yeah, and if friends aren't doing it, then nothing is, because you can't even. There's no workshop for the game.
Right.
So this is one of those things where like it's kind of like Kingdom for me. It's like you need a lot of games that are good just should get workshops, because it gives a real community. Real communities it gives a real community to the game, because Ark has like plenty of aminos. I have yet to see a Call of Duty that doesn't have any workshops on it have like a real working community who's always constantly helping out other players who need help. Because me and you tried to play Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I believe, together, and there was nothing that helped us, nothing real recent that could have helped us connect to each other's games.
I mean, there was like some workarounds, but most of them were just like completely out of the way bullshit things you had to do.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But then again, it's an old fucking game. But they just like made it back. No, they didn't just make it, but it was backwards compatible on fucking Xbox. So I mean, I don't know why it's so hard to even do it on PC right now.
Yeah, like that freaking is ridiculous, because it shouldn't be that hard to play on PC to PC. It just shouldn't be that hard to do it in general.
No, I get that. Yeah, you're completely right. It's just not even like, I don't know, man. Like it's like a fun game to play, but the fact that you have to do so much shit to fucking have fun with your friends is hard.
Like it's inexcusable, especially for a game that still has so many active players.
Right. I know, like those games are so popular. I'm surprised they still don't like run servers and shit for them.
Yeah. I was actually planning on making my own game, but then I decided instead of making it a game, I was gonna make it an animation.
What are you making?
It's just an animation about YouTubers.
Are you making it in like uh, Microsoft Paint?
No, 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 absolutely not.
Why
Um,
not?
because that would be the nastiest thing in the universe, and it would take way too long. I'm not. You can. I don't even think you can animate it in Microsoft Paint.
I
Remember
mean,
my?
if you really tried hard, you could.
Do you remember my nasty like Minecraft Ender Dragon intro animation?
Yeah.
It was the nastiest thing. I was so lazy
It was
back
super
then.
loud.
Like, and it like not only that, like the animation was so off. Like the hitboxes were still there, and the Ender Dragon didn't even flap. It was just like going back and forth across the screen. It would glitch the freak out, and then it came back. Like the ball of fire that it was supposed to freaking shoot at the screen to explode and show dragon fire was just sitting there the whole time, was flying back and forth, and it freaking turned towards the freaking ball, and then the ball starts flying towards the screen. Like, it's the worst animation I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Every time I go back and
And,
look at it, it's the most disgusting thing ever.
and then the other one where there was like flames around the screen and shit. Wasn't that like just like a preset in like the Windows Filmmaker or some shit like that?
Wait, what? Which one?
The one where like it shoots fire from the sides of the screens and like then your name appears in the middle.
I think I know what you're talking about. Is it like the little Microsoft Paint one?
Kind of.
Cause like there's like a dragon.
Yeah, I think so. I think yeah.
Yeah, there's like a rock sitting there with a dragon, and the dragon breathes fire on it, and then it turns out my name. Like, I don't know what came over me. I always thought that was like, at the time I thought that was like, oh, this is like the greatest intro, and I was like, no, it's not.
Well, I mean, you made it yourself, so I mean, you got a reason to be happy.
Yeah. Because I didn't really know how animation worked for 3D stuff, so I was like, eh. And plus, I was too lazy back then, even though I had all the time in the world to do whatever I wanted. And I still do nowadays, so actually, I actually might end up animating, but I'm gonna have to get the software for it. Software I'll have to pay for, because, oh god. And I can't draw people, which makes it even worse. I have to, like, start practicing on how to draw people, at least, like, a simple way that looks nice, and one that won't, like, make me sad when I look at it.
That's a way to look at it, I guess.
Yeah, cause like you tell me to draw an animal, I'm gonna draw that animal. I'm gonna freaking smash it.
Draw a giraffe.
A giraffe? I got you.
Yeah.
Drawing a
So hyped
giraffe
for this giraffe.
on the book of on the back of the book of dragons.
Actually, draw a wolf.
A wolf? Got you.
Hell,
Now while I'm drawing this wolf, bring up some topics, please.
um,
But what were we just talking about anyway?
lovely weather we're having.
Shut
To be honest, I can't fuck it. I don't know, dude. I can't even think straight.
I can tell. Let me think. I'm freaking drawing this wolf on the back of our topic sheet.
Awesome.
Freaking, we talked about the bed bug story. Oh, actually, I can go ahead and talk about a story real quick till I think maybe wrap this up. I don't know. Let me see how much time we're at. Oh yeah, we're almost there. So I got a quick story to tell whoever isn't watching. Let's think. It's the story that I've told you like 12 different times, but it all has to do with the house. Like, the funniest moments of my life have been in that 2-story house. Um, but I think I'm gonna tell the one where I fell downstairs. It was the funniest goddamn thing when I look back on it. It's so funny. So, back when I used to live in the 2-story house, basically everywhere upstairs was carpet. The stairs were carpet, and all the rooms upstairs were carpet except for the bathroom, which led into my parents' room. And so, at the time, I think my nana was still living there. My grandparents, like my nana and my granddad, and downstairs there's a tile. There's tile, and then there's like a room, and then there's like the front door, like to your, like when you go down. Once you hit the bottom step, if you look forward, there's a door to your right, a little room to your left that has hardwood floor, and then if you look all the way to your left, is it's the rest of it is hardwood floor again. And that's basically how it was for the entire downstairs, just tile and hardwood. And what had happened? And the stairs turned at like a small angle, and it was like a big step, and that's where I ended up landing. But let's get to the story. So I freaking, what I usually do whenever I'm called downstairs is, if I usually don't have socks on, but because I hate wearing socks, but I would go towards the steps and I would slide at the first step, and then I would like kind of just quickly step my way down, and I would do this like 99% of the time. And then there was one time we had got back home from church. I think it was Easter, or I don't know what it was, but there was a bunch of family over, and it was all nice and everything. And I was walking. No, I was upstairs getting my stuff off, and I put on my gym shorts and everything. But I still had my socks on. And right when I was getting ready to take my socks off, I heard my mom call me downstairs, and so I immediately got up and I went to slide. But since it was carpet upstairs and I had my freaking socks on, the friction just stopped me right at the edge of the first step. Like, cause like my uncle, like his girl, Omar, my uncle Omar, and maybe his girl and a bunch of other freaking family members were there, and they were all downstairs, like around the kitchen, just like around that area, which was like right behind the living room. And so like from the stairs looking down, you could see the living room clearly. And so I freaking ran to the stairs, slid, friction caught me by my heels of all places, and I started freaking rolling forward, and I wasn't expecting it, because I just quickly rolled forward. So but then it started slowing down, and so I tried to grab the railing that was attached to the wall, and I tried to grab the bottom of the railing that was next to that was on the other side of me, but it didn't work, and it wasn't working. And when I realized that, it went through my head like within a second, like within a split second. I was like, if
when all else fails, just fucking you fail safe activates and you just brace yourself for impact.
Oh, you got called.
What?
You got called. I heard somebody say Caleb.
I'm not sure.
You don't want to go check?
No.
Alright then, well, freak it. I want to continue. So, what went through my head was when I was stepping forward and I had my arms, I had my hands on the rails. Went through my head was, if you continue to hold on to these, you're gonna dislocate or break your arms, and you don't want that, or fall, or just rolling down these steps. So I let go. I started rolling. I started rolling down the stairs. I let go, and I started rolling down the stairs. And I can only imagine how stupid I looked. It was so funny because when I was rolling, I was kind of scared because this is the first time I ever like fully rolled down the steps. I was so quiet when I rolled down, but like all you was my uncle with his, like my uncle LC with his girl. He was like basically at the big. He was basically at the turn of the stairs, but he wasn't on the stairs. He could like see through the bars, and
Right.
he could see through the railing. And the look on his face after I finally made it down, he was like, "Oh, are you like?" The look on his face was basically, "Oh, are you okay?" His mouth was open. It was really funny. It was so funny, cause like I was so terrified. And I didn't know whether to open my eyes or keep them closed, cause I had closed my eyes for the first part of the roll, and the next part I opened my eyes and I didn't see anything but blurry like movement. Blurry swift movement, and I didn't know where it was coming from. I didn't know if it was coming from my legs or the stairs. So I just closed my eyes again, and I freaking hit the rail. I started like that's when I opened my eyes again. I was just like, ow. I was like, ow. I was like, ow.
Ow.
And so I got up, and my ankle was hurting a little bit, but it wasn't anything I haven't felt before. And so I just kind of went into the middle of the living room and just sat down. My mom was so annoyed at me. My uncle Omar was like, "Calm down. He already hurt enough. He already hurt himself enough." Like, oh my god, it was so great. I have plenty more falling down the stairs story for the next podcast, but this time I have to.
It reminds me of the time Ashton was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fall down the stairs," and then I heard thumping down the stairs.
Like a cartoon character. Oh no, I'm gonna fall down the stairs.
It's so retarded.
Oh my god. But we are currently what is it? We're officially an hour and 41 minutes into the podcast, so I think that's a good place to call it for now. I hope you enjoyed this hour, like this freaking feature-length film version of Drogon's Face. I I thoroughly hope whoever watched it enjoyed it, and we will see you all next week on the next podcast.
Fuck, I'm gonna cry.
Why?
I don't know, man. I just had to cry.